Hey, hello. Welcome to the Bible in 5 years. My name is Armando. We are reading the Bible in chronological order, and it's going to take us a little while. We're trying to read our stories. We're trying to make our stories short and sweet so we remember what we read. Yes, because we read from 3 verses up to 30 tops. And this project podcast is not for Christians, but if you're a Christian, don't go away. I need your help at the end of the reading of the story. I will ask you for help, and it has nothing to do with money, it has to do with the algorithm. And but this project podcast is for people who have never read the Bible, they don't know what the Bible says, or they are not familiar with the Bible. That's right. This project podcast is for you. And there's no strings attached here. You don't have to like or subscribe or any of that. No, that's for somebody else to do, not for you, if you don't want to, unless you want to. I want to send some greetings to people who they're always checking on us or putting a like or a heart or whatever. So David Israel in California. Thank you, bro. Reina Garcia in Tulancingo, Mexico, I believe. Roca Ram in Mexico City. Thank you, bro. Mari Ruiz in Mérida, Yucatán. Mari, saludos. Beto Gudiño en Costa Mesa, California. Juvenal Contreras in TJ, in Tijuas. Hola, brother. Lupita Testa, my cousin in Mexico City. Hola, prima. Diego Jaro, brother, allá en over there in Playa del Carmen, Quintana Roo. Beautiful place. Jose Amado Ramirez in Mexico City, I believe. Charlie Gutierrez in Ecatepec, is next to Mexico City. Hola, brother. Elena Davila, I believe it's in Costa Mesa. Thank you, sister. Susi de la Riva, that's my aunt. Somewhere close to Tulancingo, Hidalgo. All right, I'm going to change the music so we can do a reading of today. And then I will give my longer explanation. Day 372, Miscellaneous Regulations, Part 1. Because it's a two-part, actually. It's a little bit long. It's in Deuteronomy chapter 23 from verse 9 to 25. And then in chapter 24 from verse 1 to 9. It's not that long. It sounds long, but it's not that long. But it has, yeah, it's meaty. It's meaty. Okay, when you go to war against your enemies, stay away from everything impure. Any man who becomes ceremonially defiled because of a nocturnal emission must leave the camp and stay away all day. Toward evening, he must bathe himself, and at sunset, he may return to the camp. Mark off an area outside the camp for a latrine. Each of you must have a spade as part of your equipment. Whenever you relieve yourself, you must dig a hole with the spade and cover the excrement. They even have rules for that. Amazing. The camp must be holy, for the Lord your God moves around in your camp to protect you and to defeat your enemies. He must not see any shameful things among you, or he might turn away from you. Wow. If slaves should escape from their masters and take refuge with you, do not force them to return. Let them live among you in whatever town they choose, and do not oppress them. No Israelite man or woman may ever become a temple prostitute. Do not bring to the house of the Lord your God any offering from the earnings of a prostitute, whether a man or a woman, for both are detestable to the Lord your God. Do not charge interest on the loans you make to a fellow Israelite, whether it is money, food, or anything else that may be loaned with interest. You may charge interest to foreigners, but not to Israelites. So the Lord your God may bless you in everything you do in the land you are about to enter and occupy. When you make a vow to the Lord your God, be prompt in doing whatever you promise him. For the Lord your God demands that you promptly fulfill all your vows. If you don't, you will be guilty of sin. However, it is not a sin to refrain from making a vow. But once you have voluntarily made a vow, be careful to do as you have said, for you have made a vow to the Lord your God. You may eat your fill of grapes from your neighbor's vineyard, but do not take any away in a basket. Wow. And you may pluck a few heads of your neighbor's grains by hand, but you may not harvest it with a sickle. Yeah, don't be sickle. No, I'm just kidding. Suppose a man marries a woman, but later discovers something about her that is shameful. So he writes her a letter of divorce, gives it to her, and sends her away. If she then leaves and marries another man, and the second husband also divorces her or dies, the former husband may not marry her again, for she has been defiled. That would be detestable to the Lord. You must not bring guilt upon the land the Lord your God is giving you as a special possession. A newly married man must not be drafted into the army or given any other special responsibilities. He must be free to be at home for 1 year, bringing happiness to the wife he has married. Woo, we should have known that here. It is wrong to take a pair of millstones or even just the upper millstone as a pledge, for the owner uses it to make a living. If anyone kidnaps a fellow Israelite and treats him as a slave or sells him, the kidnapper must die. You must cleanse the evil from among you. Watch all contagious skin diseases carefully and follow the instructions of the Levitical priest. Obey the commands I have given them. Remember what the Lord your God did to Miriam as you were coming from Egypt. All right, we have come to the end of our reading today. This is the Bible in 5 years. We're reading the Bible in chronological order. More than 5,000 stories, and it's going to take us a while, but we're trying to keep our stories short and sweet so we remember what we read. This project podcast is for people who have never read the Bible, they don't know what the Bible says, or they are not familiar with the Bible, and it's okay. And if you happen to be a Christian and you stumble upon this show, it will be great to give us some hand, give us a help. Yeah, support us. Not with money. No, I'm going to tell you how. If you check below or above, there is where the description is. Depends where you're watching this episode from. Sometimes it's below, sometimes it's above. Check the links there. We have links for Spotify, for Facebook, and YouTube. If you can help us by going to every one of them, and then let's say you go to YouTube and you go into the Bible in 5 years, well, the link will take you there actually. And then when you get there, please click on like, and then click on the subscribe button, and then click on the reminder or the bell, whatever they use. And also click on leaving us a short message, like just a hello will be enough, and then click and send. And then go to Facebook, do the same. Go to Spotify and do the same. Why am I asking you for this? Because the algorithm of each of those platforms will notice this activity, and it will then, when they notice activity like this, and let's say 100 people are doing this every day or every week or every month, the algorithm will and then promote this type of content, and that will help us because it will bring this type of content in the feeds of people who are not even looking for this type of content, and that is very helpful for us. So if you can help us that way, that will be great. Let us know. This is for everybody. Let us know where you're watching from or where you're listening from. That will be great. In Spotify, we have audio and video. In Facebook, we only have videos, but they're deleting them every 30 days. That's their policy. So we don't have a historical presence there, only for 30 days. And then they delete videos. And then in YouTube, It's only videos, but we have episodes from day one all the way up to this day 372. So please visit us, and if if you're a Christian, I already ask you for your help. And remember, if you want to go to heaven, Jesus is the only way to heaven. Nobody is going to heaven because they're good or they help people or none of that. No, we only go to heaven through Jesus Christ, the Son of God. I don't have a lot of time today to explain it, but maybe tomorrow, when I get a shorter episode, or the next day, I will explain a little bit more about it. Have a good one. See you. Bye bye.